Hello and welcome to 5 and 5, where we take 5 minutes to ask industry leaders 5 questions on how they are navigating this crazy period. And we are super lucky to have Adam Duxbury with us today. Adam is the CEO and founder of Granadilla. Welcome, Adam.
Hey Tash, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. So to kick things off and so people get to know you a bit better, could you tell me what is your party trick?
Party trick, right? This is actually a very good one for a digital conversation. So you can just watch my eyebrows. There we go. That's it. You can do the same.
I can do it too.
A lot of people can do that. But I saw a really cool video the other day that someone drew like a kind of a person over here, that these were their arms, and then did like a whole dance with them, you know?
That is amazing. Oh my God, we need to find that. Okay.
Like a whole duo thing there. Very cool. Okay.
Adam, you are the CEO and founder of Granadilla, which is a super cool swimwear brand. I'm a huge fan. But it's now turned into a local market delivery service. Can you talk about how that's come to be?
Yeah, so I guess a couple of weeks before we went into lockdown, we realized that our retail business was going to be struggling because the retail outlets that we usually have open are closing down. We have a lot of tourism business, which would also not be coming to visit where we work, where we live, Cape Town. And so we decided that we wanted to pivot. And I guess we were just really lucky that we had just the right assets to be able to do that. So we had a brand, which is Granadilla, the brand. We have a following and a website and a team. And we also have another business, which is a kombucha manufacturing company, which makes beverages. So it's basically a safe, sanitary food processing environment.
Wow.
And between these two things, we realized that we could package and process foodstuffs and food products, which initially started out as just fresh fruit and vegetables in our factory, use our Granadilla logistics team and branding, and start basically creating an online grocery store for specifically for small businesses that want to deliver products to customers in Cape Town.
Right. Wow. So what's been the most challenging part of this pivot, this transformation?
I would say the most challenging part has been the logistics side of things. And I guess the fact that we want to do this like next day delivery of healthy, fresh fruit and vegetables. And we, demand kind of like skyrocketed on the first few days because we were quite quick movers in this whole game. And that meant that we went from having 2 drivers to 15 drivers. And we had to manage all these drivers' routes and customer communications. And I think that the trick or the answer to this challenge was partnerships. And we found that people were so willing and open to partner during this time because previous business models went out the window. And it's been a wonderful time of collaboration. So despite this challenge, through collaboration and partnership, we found a really good way through.
That's fantastic. Well done. So Adam, you're someone that's definitely got your finger on the pulse. What other cool initiatives have you come across in the last few weeks?
So I'm going to say that I haven't seen one that totally like blows my hat off, but I've got an idea that I'd like people to run with. And that idea is, we've basically done some research and found that through a survey, we've got a lot of people that are missing experiences. Okay. They're sitting at home in lockdown quarantine and they want to have the experience of going to a cafe or being in a yoga class. And it's not really sufficient to do that digitally, right? It's just not the same. So my challenge is for people to try and design, and I'll give one more piece of information, which is that while people miss these experiences and want to have that yoga session, that restaurant vibe again, they also are scared about health and safety, and they don't want to come into contact with people. And people also potentially have less money than they did before. They may be out of a job. So within these constraints, what I'd say would be a brilliant business idea would be something that is an experience that was recreated, but in a safe environment that's not too expensive. Okay. And my silly example for this is, imagine yoga in a football field where everybody is 3 or 4 meters away from the next person. You never come anywhere close in contact with anyone else. You bring your own yoga stuff, but yet you can still have a class of 30 or 40 people with a teacher at the front and still recreating this experience, but in a safe and relatively cost-effective way.
I think you're onto something there. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you still miss the social and physical interaction, but at least you get that kind of vibes and you're outside and you're doing something. Yeah, so thank you very much for that. Hopefully someone will create it. Maybe we will. Okay, last question. What is a skill or something that you've learned yourself in the last few weeks?
I'd love to say that I can now do a beautiful handstand, or that something brilliant like that. I suppose what I've learned and what I'm really appreciative of is a wartime leadership skill, which has been a real shift in the way that we run our company. And it's much more, it's a much quicker cadence. Things we're thinking about in a 3 or 4 day cycle rather than a 3 or 4 month cycle. We are also a lot more okay with uncertainty and not making predictions too far in advance.
Right.
And I guess underpinning this, really the first skill that we had to learn was cost consciousness, and just being extremely frugal. Like, frugal innovation is a popular term, and I think it's brilliant and important at this time.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Lots of very valuable advice there. Till next time, Adam.
Absolutely. Thanks, Taj. Ciao.
This has been 5 and 5.